Today we are going to be installing the Hooke Road front and rear off-road bumpers on my 2018 Chevy Silverado. This will probably be a two-part video. We're going to start with the front, so let's get started removing this bumper. Need to remove this front grille trim piece, so we're going to pop this panel off, pull this front trim off, then figure out how to unbolt the rest of the bumper. So a huge shout out to Hooke Road. I'll leave the link to their website down below. They offer a variety of off-road add-ons for your vehicles. This one's nice because it has the lights built in, at least on the rear. The front is a three-piece, has a light bar up front, and it's still compatible with your parking sensors. So should have OEM fit. We'll see how this goes. He's not happy, he's locked in his room. After you get all those plastic clips out, this thing just pops right out, just like that. Next, there's gonna be a couple 10mm bolts here. I'm gonna have to take all these off, and I believe this front grille should just pop right out. Now that we got the front exposed, see there is an electrical connector here. If you have front parking sensors as well as for the fog lights, we're going to go ahead and disconnect that so the whole harness could just come out with the bumper. Alrighty, so you are going to have 4 bolts. One here, one down in here, another right in here, which are 18mm, and the last one right here. As well as underneath the vehicle, you are going to have to remove this 16mm. One on each side of the bumper. After that, the bumper should pretty much be ready to come off. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down, and yeah, just make sure you have your harness disconnected, and the whole thing should just come right off. Alright, just like that, have our naked Silverado. That just give you a better idea of which bolts I was talking about. 18 here, another in here, same on this side right here and here, and then those 2 bottom ones that run into the side of the fender. The fender liner actually is not attached to the bumper. I thought it was screwed into it, but guess it's not. But would recommend a second person to help you do that. Now we have our other front bumper prepared, which came with some mounting screws. One on the top, one on the bottom. That's better. Same on the other side. And now we're going to figure out how to set up the brackets they gave us. Believe we might have to remove our front tow hitches, but I think I'm going to pull the truck in here a little bit just so we can get some better lighting. Next, I believe we're going to be removing these tow hooks to be putting a different type of bracket in. The directions are kind of short, so hopefully this video kind of helps you understand a little bit better how to install it. Here's all our parts, our brackets to attach the bumper, and our hardware. Gonna go ahead and remove the tow hooks, move on to the next step. See, we got those 2 bolts right here at the bottom. Let's do it. Alright, we also got to remove the factory bumper brackets. I put in these little mounting plates. Gonna have to figure that out. Alright, so not too sure if maybe it varies from generation to generation, But as you can see, this outer sleeve that they want you to put on, slightly wider than the frame. I mean, this is just for the tow hooks. I got the bolt pattern matched up. The double stud goes in the back like that. The single one sticks out right here to attach the mounting plate. It's supposed to be just an extension for the tow hook. It says reuse your factory bolts and put these shims in the inside, but even with the shims, since this thing is so wide, factory bolt doesn't even go through. So, not too sure what's going on with that. I triple checked all the directions, make sure I was doing everything right, but this bracket itself, you guys can see, is just a lot bigger than the frame. So, not too sure what's going on with that. I might just skip the tow hook setup for now, at least until I get that figured out. I mean, if anything, I could still tighten the bolts here, get a longer bolt here to run through, but in the meantime, I think I'm just going to leave that as is and not run the tow hooks. I might maybe get in contact with them, see what's going on with that. But anyways, we got this mounting plate. After we remove the stock one, the bumper is going to mount onto these 3 holes right here, as well as the other side. So I'll be installing this one as well, right on there. Skip the tow hook stuff for now. Went ahead and pulled off the factory harness for the parking sensors and the fog lights. Got all my parking sensors out. Just FYI, anyone doing this, you just need to pull the actual sensor out of the sleeve in there. You don't need to pop that whole sleeve through the bumper. I originally thought that's what I was going to have to do, and then realized that that looked a lot bigger than the hole provided for the parking sensor. But even in there, as you can see, it's got a little slight gap. I mean, it's not too big of a deal, it's just a little bit unfortunate. I kind of wish it was a flush fit, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and install these parking sensors now. See if I can see. On the back, there's those tabs. On the top or bottom, there's a little screw hole right in here that comes up that'll kind of hold the sensor in place. They say you're just supposed to do it just snug enough. You don't want to crack the sensor itself. It's really just to hold that sensor in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and install those sensors, plug in the wire harness. Or I might wait on the wire harness, maybe do it after I get the bumper on. And yeah, I figure for the LED lights, I'm just gonna run it to the fog lights. So when I turn on the fog lights, it'll just turn on all the lights, since I rarely use the fog lights. That way I can still have a OEM factory light setup. So we'll just run those lights to one of these, one on each side for the factory fog lights. So that'll be nice. Yeah, so I think right now I'm just gonna mount the mounting plate, put the parking sensors in, and figure out how I'm going to lift this 80-pound bumper back onto there so I can line the holes, stick those bolts through, but we'll see. Got it kind of buttoned up. Need to probably figure out some kind of alignment issues on the fitment. Kind of confused. This side looks good. This side, however, has a noticeably bigger gap. As far as how it sits, sticking out left to right though, in the front, they're both pretty level with the front of the fender. So I feel like it's sticking out about the same, just the gap. The fitment on this side looks good. This side is bothering me. So I think I'm gonna have to make a couple adjustments. Did help having two people though. Once you get it set on the bracket, you can kind of get it set where you want it. You can tighten the 3/16s that mount the plate to the frame, and then you just kind of got to set it where you want it as far as angle and stuff like that, and then tighten those 3 18mm or 17mm bolts up top. Just kind of zip tied the harness up. God dang, sun is really making the lighting terrible in here. Sorry guys, but it's a big truck and it doesn't really fit all the way in the garage. But I'll go ahead and pull it out in the sun so you guys can get a better idea how it looks. Let me know what you think so far. So that's the front bumper install. We'll see if Hooke Road gets back to me, lets me know something about the fitment, something I could do, just slightly off, so something I noticed, but overall wasn't that bad. Just getting the bumper off. The hardest part was just aligning it and setting it up since the bumper's so heavy and the parking sensors, but it's just on there right now. I kind of have mixed feelings because I did like how it looks stock, but I'm gonna run it for probably a month, couple months, see if it grows on me. I still have my stock bumper in case I want to go back, but we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the rear bumper install. Catch you guys later. Peace!